Article script. Welcome the spicy lady. Have you ever met a woman who seems to grow older on paper, but somehow looks more alive, more peaceful, and even younger with each passing year? It is a fascinating thing to witness. While many people assume youth is mostly about genetics, skincare, or good luck, Carl Jung believed there was something much deeper happening beneath the surface. He suggested that the human mind and spirit have a powerful influence on how a person experiences life, and in many ways how that life is reflected outwardly. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma often challenges what most people expect from aging. They are not immune to life's hardships. They experience heartbreak, disappointment, loss, and uncertainty like everyone else. The difference is in how they process those experiences. Instead of allowing pain to harden them, they use it to understand themselves more deeply. Over time, this creates a kind of inner harmony that many people spend their entire lives searching for. Their calmness feels genuine. Their energy feels lighter. Their expressions carry less tension and more clarity. That I end this video. We will explore the deeper psychological and spiritual reasons why spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma often appear younger than their age through the lens of Carl Jung's insights. Stay until the end because some of these reasons may completely change how you think about aging itself. Now, let's begin point 1. They stop fighting themselves. One of the biggest reasons spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma often look younger than their age is surprisingly simple. They stop fighting themselves. Most people spend years trapped in an invisible battle. They fight their emotions. They fight their past. They fight parts of their personality they do not like. They try to become the version of themselves they think others will accept. Over time, that constant struggle creates stress, and stress has a way of showing up on the face. Think about how exhausting it is to wear a mask every day. Imagine constantly hiding your true feelings, pretending you are happy when you are not, or forcing yourself to fit into roles that do not feel natural. That kind of pressure does not disappear when the day ends. It stays in the body. It affects sleep, energy, and emotional well-being. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma reach a point where they begin telling themselves the truth. They stop wasting energy trying to be everything for everyone. They accept both their strengths and their flaws. They understand that being human means being imperfect. Carl Jung often spoke about the importance of facing the parts of ourselves we usually hide. Many people spend their lives running from those parts. Awakened women do the opposite. They look inward. They ask difficult questions. They confront old wounds instead of pretending they do not exist. For example, a woman who once felt the need to constantly prove her worth may eventually realize she has nothing left to prove. The moment that burden falls away, something changes. Her mind becomes quieter. Her expressions become softer. Her eyes carry less tension. What many people call youthful beauty is often the result of inner peace. When a woman is no longer at war with herself, her face begins to reflect the calmness she has finally found within. And that kind of beauty cannot be bought, copied, or faked. Point 2. They develop Jung's inner wholeness. One of the most overlooked reasons spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma often appear younger than their age has nothing to do with skincare, fitness routines, or genetics. It has to do with something Carl Jung called inner wholeness. Most people spend a large part of their lives divided. There is the person they show the world, and then there is the person they truly are behind closed doors. One side says, this is who I am. The other side says, this is who I think I need to be. Living with that gap is exhausting. Imagine spending years acting stronger than you feel, happier than you are, or pretending certain experiences never affected you. Over time, that disconnect creates tension. It is like carrying a heavy backpack every single day without realizing how much it weighs. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma slowly begin closing that gap. They stop hiding from uncomfortable truths. They acknowledge their fears, mistakes, insecurities, and desires. Instead of rejecting parts of themselves, they learn from them. Jung believed that true growth happens when a person becomes whole rather than perfect. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seemed completely comfortable in their own skin? They were not flawless. They had scars, struggles, and imperfections just like everyone else. Yet there was something remarkably calm about them. They were no longer trying to outrun themselves. That is what inner wholeness looks like. For example, a woman who once felt ashamed of past failures may eventually realize those experiences helped shape her wisdom. Instead of carrying regret, she carries understanding. That shift changes more than her mindset. It changes how she moves through life. The result is a rare kind of beauty that does not depend on age. When a person's inner world and outer life begin to match, there is less stress, less inner conflict, and more peace. And often that peace becomes visible long before a single word is spoken. 3. Their nervous system avoids constant survival mode. Chronic stress leaves permanent fingerprints on the human body. A woman who has learned emotional mastery does not carry every insult, disappointment, and betrayal into her future. One of the hidden reasons spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma often looks younger than their age is something most people never think about. Their nervous system is not constantly living in survival mode. Many people wake up every day carrying yesterday's problems into today. An argument from last week still bothers them. A criticism from years ago still lives in their mind. A betrayal long ago continues to shape how they see people. Their body may be in the present, but their nervous system is still reacting to battles that ended a long time ago. The human body keeps score of stress. Think about what happens when someone spends years worrying, overthinking, and replaying painful memories. Their shoulders stay tense. Their sleep suffers. Their faces carry strain. Even when nothing stressful is happening, their body behaves as if danger is around the corner. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma learn a life-changing lesson. Carrying pain forever does not make them stronger. It only makes them heavier. This does not mean they never get hurt. They absolutely do. They experience disappointment, rejection, broken trust, and heartbreak like everyone else. The difference is that they do not build a permanent home inside those painful experiences. For example, if someone insults them, they reflect on it, learn from it if necessary, and move forward. They do not spend months replaying the conversation in their head. If a relationship ends, they allow themselves to grieve, but they do not let that single chapter become their entire identity. Carl Jung believed that growth comes from becoming conscious of what is happening inside us. Spiritually awakened women develop that sharp awareness. They notice when stress takes control and learn to release it instead of feeding it. As a result, their minds become calmer, their bodies become less burdened, and their energy feels infinitely lighter. What many people mistake for youthful appearance is simply the visible result of a nervous system no longer fighting yesterday's battles. 4. They stop chasing society's timelines. Most people age prematurely because they constantly feel behind in life. One of the quietest yet most draining sources of modern stress is the fear of running out of time. Society enforces rigid timelines, a certain age for a career, a certain age for love, endless pressure to achieve more, earn more, own more, and keep up with everyone else. Millions of people spend their days thinking, I should be further ahead by now. That single thought creates relentless, unspoken pressure that ages the body and mind. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma eventually realize a transformative truth. Most life timelines are not rules, they are just societal expectations, family standards, cultural norms, and meaningless comparisons. Life never follows a perfect schedule. One woman finds her purpose at 25, another at 50. One meets her person early in life. Another finds genuine love decades later. Neither story is wrong, yet most people emotionally age themselves by fixating on where they should be instead of appreciating where they are. Imagine two 38-year-old women. One wastes every day feeling inadequate and behind, constantly comparing her journey to others. The other focuses on her own growth, trusts her unique path, and lives fully in the present. They share the same age, but carry entirely different emotional weights. Carl Jung believed every person had a unique developmental path. Forcing yourself to follow someone else's timeline only breeds frustration and inner conflict. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma refuse to treat life like a competitive race. They understand growth cannot be rushed and wisdom cannot be forced. This eliminates future anxiety and past regret, leaving them present, grounded, and at peace with their own timing. This is one of the greatest secrets to lasting youthful energy. A mind no longer racing against the clock has endless space to truly live. 5. They integrate their shadow self, Jungian shadow work, Carl Jung famously stated that ignored parts of ourselves eventually become our biggest problems. Instead of suppressing dark emotions, spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma confront, understand, and integrate them. The shadow self is not evil. It is simply the collection of emotions, traits, fears, and desires we hide, deny, and refuse to acknowledge publicly. Most people spend decades performing perfection, hiding anger, burying jealousy, suppressing fear, and pretending past pain no longer affects them. But suppressed emotions never disappear. They sink into the subconscious, silently controlling thoughts, decisions, and behaviors for years. Jung warned repeatedly. What remains unconscious ends up controlling you. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma master this truth. Instead of running from discomfort, they practice radical self-inquiry. They ask honest, difficult questions. Why did this comment trigger me? Why do I feel resentment toward this person? Why am I avoiding this part of myself? This level of self-examination is rare. Most people avoid it their entire lives. For example, a woman who feels irritation at others' success might blame external circumstances until she looks inward and realizes her frustration stems from her own unfulfilled dreams and neglected potential. That shift from bitterness to self-awareness is true shadow work. The spicy Lady Sigma does not view her flaws as enemies. She views them as teachers. Every uncomfortable emotion becomes an opportunity for deeper self-understanding. Over time, this eliminates endless inner conflict, emotional confusion, and the exhausting work of pretending to be fine. Her inner world becomes harmonious, and that internal balance naturally radiates outward as youthfulness, calm, and effortless poise. 6. They reject bitterness as a default personality. One of the most extraordinary traits of spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma is that life's hardships never harden their heart. Aging gives everyone countless reasons to grow bitter. People disappoint you. Trust breaks, friendships end, plans fail, and maximum effort often yields minimal reward. After repeated pain, it is human nature to see the world through a cynical, disappointed lens. Most people slowly build their entire identity around past wounds. Every conversation becomes a complaint. Every new opportunity brings suspicion, and every kindness is questioned. They stop living in the present and permanently reside in old trauma. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma choose differently. They do not pretend bad things never happen. They honor the lessons, but they refuse to let pain define their identity. There is a critical difference between wisdom and cynicism. Wisdom says, I have been hurt, so I will move carefully. Cynicism says, I have been hurt, so no one can be trusted. Wisdom keeps your eyes open. Cynicism closes your heart and ages your spirit rapidly. Carl Jung taught that growth is not about avoiding pain. It is about transmuting pain into understanding. Awakened spicy Lady Sigma turn heartbreak into boundaries, betrayal into discernment, and loss into wisdom. The painful experience remains, but the heavy emotional burden does not. This is why they stay youthful long after others harden. Their minds are not weighed down by decades of resentment. Their energy is not drained by old grudges. They keep learning, growing, and staying open to life, a rare quality that defies the aging process entirely. Point 7. Their youthfulness comes from constant renewal. The deepest reason spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma look younger than their age has nothing to do with physical appearance. It stems from their endless ability to reinvent and renew themselves. Most people equate youth with birthdays, wrinkles, and physical appearance. They believe youth fades inevitably with time. But Carl Jung viewed human development as a lifelong, continuous cycle of growth and transformation. The majority of adults stop evolving in their 20s and 30s. They attach rigidly to old identities, repeat outdated habits, cling to old fears and regrets, and recycle the same stories for decades. They become prisoners of their own past. You have met these people. Every conversation circles back to events from 10 or 20 years prior, emotionally stuck in chapters that should be long closed. Spiritually awakened spicy Lady Sigma operate in total contrast. They understand every life stage brings new lessons. They willingly release old identities that no longer serve them. They change their minds, adopt new perspectives, and reimagine who they are continuously. When a career, relationship, or life chapter ends, they do not chase the past. They ask one powerful question: who am I becoming now? Jung believed becoming your true self is a lifelong journey, not a final destination. Spicy Lady Sigma embrace this fully. They stay curious, open, and teachable at every age. This endless mental and spiritual renewal creates timeless youthfulness. While others resist change and decay mentally, they adapt, grow, and keep their spirit alive. Their youth is not skin deep. It is the eternal wonder of a mind that never stops learning and a heart that never stops evolving. Point 8. Their eyes retain childlike curiosity, no emotional hardening. Aging's first casualty is always wonder. One of the most invisible yet powerful reasons spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma appear younger is unbroken curiosity. Children live in constant awe, asking questions, exploring endlessly, and seeing the world as full of possibility. But as people age, responsibilities pile up, disappointments accumulate, and routine takes over. They stop asking questions and start assuming they know everything. They stop exploring and start living on autopilot. This is why many people look and feel old long before their time. They lose their sense of wonder. Carl Jung insisted personal growth never ends. Life is an endless journey of discovery. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma embody this mindset perfectly. They never claim to have life figured out. They stay open to new lessons, new perspectives, and new growth. While others see challenges as burdens, they see them as teachers. While others cling to fixed beliefs, they remain willing to reflect, adjust, and evolve. This mental flexibility is universally mistaken for youthfulness. You have surely seen people in their 60s who feel more alive than people in their 30s. It is not physical looks, it is preserved curiosity. The eyes are the window to this inner state. Curiosity creates bright, present, engaged eyes. Cynicism and routine create dull, tired, aged eyes. Spicy Lady Sigma refuse to let familiarity turn into indifference. They explore their inner world and the outer world with equal curiosity. A person who stays curious never truly grows old. Part of them is always discovering life for the first time. 9. They understand peace is a biological superpower. Most people view peace as a vague spiritual feeling. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma know the truth. Peace is biological. It reshapes your sleep, hormones, emotional stability, and physical aging process. Constant mental chaos ages the body faster than any bad habit. When your mind races nonstop, when you cannot rest at night, when small problems feel catastrophic, your body lives in permanent alarm mode. The human body was not designed for long-term stress. Yet millions of people live in this state for years, slowly breaking down their physical and mental health. Carl Jung proved unresolved inner conflict corrupts every part of the human system. Mind and body are inseparable, constantly shaping one another. Spicy Lady Sigma protect their inner peace fiercely, not for spiritual clout, but for biological survival. They do not live perfect, problem-free lives. They face setbacks, uncertainty, and disappointment like everyone else. The difference is they never let temporary problems become permanent mental residence. Point 2. Women can face the exact same crisis. One feeds stress for months with overthinking and worst-case scenarios, while the other solves what she can and releases what she cannot control. This single difference rewires their biology. Peace creates better sleep, clearer thinking, stable hormones, and reduced inflammation. Stress creates tension lines, fatigue, and premature aging. The youthful glow people see on Spicy Lady Sigma is not skincare. It is the visible proof of a nervous system free from endless mental chaos. Peace is not a luxury. It is the ultimate anti-aging investment. Point 10. They master guilt-free rest. Most people rest physically, but remain mentally exhausted. One of the most underrated secrets to their youthfulness is guilt-free, complete rest. The average person confuses physical inactivity with rest. They sit down, lie in bed, or stop working, but their mind races with plans, worries, regrets, and unfinished tasks. They are physically still but mentally overworking, never truly recharging. This fake rest creates slow, steady burnout and premature aging. People feel guilty for pausing, believing rest equals laziness or unproductivity. This inner pressure turns relaxation into another source of stress. Carl Jung taught that the psyche requires balance to thrive. Constant activity without recovery creates severe inner imbalance that manifests as emotional fatigue and physical aging. Spiritually awakened spicy lady Sigma master rest as a core life skill. They eliminate guilt from their downtime and embrace mental and emotional stillness. They allow themselves quiet moments with no solving, no planning, no overthinking. They walk without destination, sit in silence, and let their thoughts flow naturally without judgment. This full system rest calms the nervous system, reduces reactivity, and lightens the entire body. Over time, consistent genuine rest builds sustained energy, emotional steadiness, and timeless vitality. Guilt-free rest is not laziness. It is intentional mind-body maintenance, and it is one of the quietest foundations of their lasting youthfulness. Final thoughts. So what truly makes Spicy Lady Sigma look younger than their age? Without filters, skincare, or external tricks, it is no physical mystery. It is a complete reflection of their inner life. Every trait we have covered follows one universal pattern. When you eliminate inner conflict, life grows lighter. When you release old emotional weight, your mind clears. When you stop fighting yourself, your body softens into natural ease. Carl Jung defined this true growth as integration and wholeness, not perfection, not flawlessness, but perfect internal alignment. A life where thoughts, emotions, and actions move as one, no longer pulling in opposite directions. Spiritually awakened Spicy Lady Sigma embody this rare alignment. They do not waste energy on emotional tension. They transmute pain into wisdom instead of storing it. They adapt to change instead of resisting it. They stay curious instead of closing their heart to life. The result is unmanufacturable vitality, a calm nervous system, a flexible identity, a peaceful relationship with the past, and a mind forever open to growth instead of exhaustion. What people call youthful appearance is simply inner harmony made visible. Less strain on the face, more presence in the eyes, lighter energy in the aura. They do not just grow older, they grow lighter, more conscious, and more present every single year. That is the timeless secret of the Spicy Lady Sigma. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.